Alright, we should be live. We're back. We're going to do another avatar draft. Use up our draft tokens, because between the previous set and Spider-Man, since I didn't use any draft tokens for Spider-Man, I have a bunch of draft tokens accumulated from, the shop when it's a special event, and from the Battle Pass thingy. Because if I fill in the entire Battle Pass and I get back the gems and the gold, I get a partial rebate on the gems, I get a bunch of gold, and I get a draft token. So when you throw in all of the mythics, I think it's worth it. You basically have to complete the Battle Pass, and I don't think the cosmetics are... I'm not a person that will pay for cosmetics unless I desperately love them with all my heart. So we're going to take Azula here. Let's pull her up so you can read her in case you haven't seen her yet. So, 5 mana 4/4, Firebending 2. When she enters, an opponent exiles a non-token creature they control and a non-land card from their graveyard. During your turn, you may cast spells exiled with Azula, and you may cast them as though they had flash. Mana of any type may be spent to cast those spells. She does have to be in play, as far as I know. I don't think she's allowed to leave play, but we are taking her. She is one of the strongest regular rares in the set. And we will take whatever goes along with her in these packs. I will try and force her a little bit. Northern Air Temple is definitely more a Temples Matter deck. Like, you don't just run this if you're not running all of the Temples, and it's low impact unless you have multiple Temples to play out. Notably, they are legendary like all of the other shrines, and casting a second one, you will put one of them into your graveyard for state-based actions before you determine how many shrines X is for the one that you just cast. The other one will trigger once also for a shrine entering, regardless of which one you keep, but multiple shrines of the same name do not stack effectively. I think this is Serpent of the Pass, or possibly Canyon Crawler, and neither of those are particularly impressive. I could, in theory, take Messenger Hawk, because it's a card draw spell, but I think I would rather have the large body that gets discounted as I play spells. Alright, unsurprisingly, she is not an ally, and she is not here to help anybody out. There are a ton of allies in the set, though. But I think Blue-Black has the least number of them. There are a lot of blue allies, and there are a couple of black allies, but black has the least number of allies out of any of the colors, and I think blue is second for that. I think blue has a bunch of... It's either blue or green because of the animals. So maybe this is just It'll Quench Ya. I could also take Guru Pathic. So I can look for a Lesson, Saga, or Shrine with the Guru. He is effectively double blue and 2, but Trebuchet is not really what I'm looking for. Okay. Well, I ran out of time, but It'll Quench Ya is what I was leaning towards anyway. Ozai's Cruelty is alright. Mind Rot has never been crazy good. There are a lot of high power cards in this set, though, so making the opponent discard 2 cards is actually not terrible. And it's a lesson that I can grab with certain things, and a lesson for the Serpent, but I think I want the Messenger Hawk over the second It'll Quench Ya. I don't mind Hog Monkey, but I kind of want it in black-green, where I'm going to have a lot of earthbending cards, and therefore a lot of 1/1 counter creatures. Lifelink and Menace is not terrible. I could dip into a third color for Lightning Strike, but there's some playable blue-black here still. It might be Serpent's Pass over the second Hawk. They just take a little bit of fixing to help me out here. Lost Days, Guru Pathic, another Foggy. Alright, give me my first Foggy. I don't know how good this is. I don't think... The problem is I think 3 power is not going to be good enough. Like, You either want it to be more aggressively costed and have like 2 to 3 power, or you want it to be much bigger for the mana cost. Alright, we already have Azula. I'm taking Hama here, as she can also steal a card from the opponent's graveyard and cast it on your turn. She can waterbend that card to pay for it. Yeah, she can waterbend X instead of paying its mana cost, where X is equal to the mana cost, but that means it's all generic mana, and you can tap your untapped artifacts and creatures to help pay for it. I definitely want an octopus form. It's a lesson for our serpent and a way to protect either Hama or Azula for only a single mana. I'll take Corrupt Court Official over the cantrip and the platypus and the merchant. Now we get nothing. Give me the red card that cares about casting spells, then. Take the Indoctrination, though. It's a little difficult for Azula to actually have any control over what your opponents give you past, you know, maybe killing one of their non-tokens so that they have to give you something in play, but there's not a whole lot of graveyard hate to help you figure out what's in your opponent's graveyard to guarantee you get a good spell, but... Alright, this version of Toph is you may discard a card, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1. That spell is a lesson, put an additional counter on it. It's the Wolfbat. This is probably just going to be sold out, though. Wolfbat, if you draw your second card and it's in your graveyard, you can pay a black to return it with a finality counter. This one cares about how many islands I control, and if I have enough, it becomes incredibly cheap to draw a card off of it, but I kind of need like 3+ islands before this is a viable card, and I almost definitely want to be monochromatic at that point, or at least consider it. I just want a good removal spell right now. Like, I don't have any of the other things. I might legit want Zuko's Conviction, though, with Azula and Hama being able to pull one of them back at instant speed, grab some stuff, and then untap with all my mana seems real good. Like, put them back into play for the 5 mana. Pulling them back for 1 mana and recasting them, though, can also be incredibly strong. Although, at that point, I would have the 5 mana, so I guess it's always 5 mana. They would be untapped if I spent the extra mana. If I cast it main phase. Probably not worth it. Yeah, if I have the 5 mana to put them into play, I have the 4 mana, or, yeah, 5 mana. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Like, I'm not misreading any of that, right? Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this. When this creature dies, you may exile it, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to this creature's power. This might just be a forecasting fortune teller. Slightly worse than, like, Thraben Inspector and whatnot, but, you know, Thraben Inspector is an incredibly good card, so they be helped. Blue Swords to Plowshares. I don't really want a second Daily. I do really like Earth Village Ruffians. Getting to trade them off and making your land a 2/2. Actually alright. I think it's better than Watery Grasp overall. As additional cost to cast a spell, Waterbend X, tap up to X target creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among tapped creatures your opponents control. So notably, if you don't spend anything for X and they have tapped creatures, you can just distribute 3 counters for 2 blue mana to keep their things locked down. Which is kind of neat. Yeah, this is probably a decent enough finisher that I want to grab it. Alright. Ooh. Ooh, this thing is strong. Like, this is splash-worthy strong. I was gonna take Azula Always Lies, but yeah, this is legitimately a splash-worthy uncommon, I think. So if I can get some green-black or green-blue fixing, I'm gonna run that. Not Bender's Water Skin, I don't think. I think I just take Oxbearer's. It's a 2-1 that blocks and then dies into a 1-1 that can also block, so... keep me alive long enough for my things to take over the game. Basic land and a Shrine card instead. Is another lesson. Low-key, I do think I want this. Like, Daily Agents is incredibly strong. If you... and we already have, like, the Indoctrination and the Ruffians, so we do have other ways to get 1-1 counters onto our things. I will take the fish just in case I need it. Just gonna take common to second, please. None of this is helping. I don't want to run a second Indoctrination, even with the other thing. I'll take the Merchant. I'm hoping not to have to run him, but he is a 2-mana 2-2. Speaking of 2-mana 2-2s, what's her name? Mai? Her player casts a non-creature spell. Tempting, but I am not the aggro deck right now. I don't think. She is real strong, though. What would I be taking? Judy? North Pole Patrol? North Pole Patrol might actually be the pickup here, because I have a bunch of 5-drops, so this is my 3. I play my 4th land, and then they tap to untap one of my lands. Gets me one of my powerful 5s a turn early. Direct Lightning would be nice. That Gator is okay, not amazing. Swamp Snare. Probably just pick up another decent removal spell. Do I want the Ember Island? If I copy my creature, I have a handful of really powerful things to copy. If I copy their creature, it's going to be a 2-2, so they're going to need something really impressive, but... versus just grabbing Jodie, or Lost Days, or even Deadly Precision. I don't really have the sacrifice fodder for Deadly Precision, though, so I think I take Ember Island and just try and bury my opponents in card advantage. Speaking of burying them in card advantage, it's Corrupt Court Official. Not really what I'm looking for. Yeah, I would like to have, like, one more green source. Another Serpent's Pass helps a lot, but Ruffians would also be good, but they get a lot better if I can run the Daily Agent, so getting another black-blue land at least helps so that I can run maybe one more forest, maybe 2 forests then, not feel awful about it. Haiku, the Snowballers, or the Guru? I think it's the Snowballers. There's another tempo play. It's down a bit. Intruder Alarm. Oh, nothing I have cares enough about creatures. I don't want to run Barrels of Blasting Jelly in this deck. I don't think it's doing enough. Like, I have enough removal that this is an awkward bit of removal, and yeah, I don't see it being anything I need. Did wheel Mai. Could take Deadly Precision instead, but I think I will take Mai. I could also take the Swamp Cycler. I already have a fish, so I'm going to take the rare. I'm legit surprised this thing is going around. I do think it's playable. Abandon attachments. I don't think there's any Other green fixing I can possibly wheel now. I have one octopus form, right? Like in the main deck? Yeah. Alright, well, we tried. I might still attempt to run the Daily. I do think they're that strong. Yeah, Earthbend twice for 1, and when this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of 1/1 count. X is the number of creatures you control with 1/1 counters, not the number you control. Or not the number of counters you have. It's... Alright, this thing needs instants and sorceries and cares about lessons. So... Wait, is it instants and sorceries or non-creatures? Creature, non-creature. So we have 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I probably want to cut one of these, though. Might just be always lies. I think 3 forests is a bit much. I think it's 2 forests and the Aang's Journey. The only downside about going up a swamp is this thing is already castable with forest, so if I had, like, a forest double island hand, this thing would still be castable. Whereas if I have the forest double swamp hand, now my blue spells are uncastable, and this thing is the only thing I have access to. If I have blue spells in this thing and I have, like, island, forest, I can keep for a little while and be okay. I think we have more black spells than blue. I don't really care about the otter penguins. I do draw my second card enough. I don't think I need him either. I have the poxbearers. That the penguin otter would be okay. It's not amazing. If I cut him, can I cut a land? Probably not. Not with all the 5-drops I have. Although I do have... How many ways do I have to, like... I have a couple ways to draw extra cards early, but not many. I have one, really. I have her. She can come down on turn 2, draw me a card on turn 3, and then let me play my land if I draw it there. Everything else needs 3+ mana. Find me another card. Possible Mai is just not good in the deck when I have, like, slightly above average non-creature spell count. That might be worth it. Artificial bearers. I do like Crashing Wave as a finisher. I don't think it's actually a 2 blue mana card. But as a finisher, it's strong. Maybe I just lose the Ember Island production. I have the problem is that all of my 5s are worth copying with this thing. Like, because it does make a non-legendary 4/4 hero, so getting another one of these guys and putting 2 more counters on 2 more lands is incredibly strong. And copying Azula and Hama is incredibly powerful. Excuse me. Maybe I have enough 2-drop creatures that it'll quench it isn't quite as good as it could be. It's still helpful when you can run out a 2-drop on turn 4 and hold it up, but... Last of the soda from lunch. Switch to my water. Alright. What have we got here? A very, very slow hand. I think this is a mulligan. That's sad. This is better. I'm actually going to put the Conviction back, because it's doing the least amount of work here. Like, 4th land and both of these guys can come down, and if I ever draw my second card, a pair of 3-4 Menace lifelink creatures is going to make the game very hard for the opponent to win, potentially. Okay, Obsessive Pursuit. I'm gonna have to kill them quickly here, but might not be too hard if I can find any of my card draw spells. I do like seeing them lose a 5-drop there. That means if the game drags on, which this thing kind of enables, then I might actually be able to win. Oh, I love seeing that. Alright, this is the Momo. Okay. I don't mind trading for Momo here. And just keeping the pressure on them. Losing Momo means they have one less creature to block my Menace dudes with. So... Okay. Wow, that is powerful but risky. Okay. Really hoping they don't have the uncommon Wrath here. But yeah, they don't have enough mana to sacrifice enough things in one turn to get their guy lifelink here, so... Yeah, if they just draw 2 cards here, I can't imagine losing this game. I'm just gonna Earthbend. They're effectively at 7 right now, so yeah, they just die on upkeep. Alright, so if you have not actually seen this enchantment, I'll pull it up for you. I had it in 2 separate sealed pools in the pre-release, and both times it was very strong. So when this when it enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life and make a clue token. Whenever you attack, you put X 1/1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn, and if X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until end of turn. So in slower games, which, you know, was sealed, this thing performed insanely well. Like, there were multiple times where I just gained huge chunks of life off of my creature attacking. And then I had one of, like, at least one of the drafts, or one of the sealed rather, I had the 4 mana 2/2 flyer that whenever your creature with counters on it dies, it gets the counters. And I had the one sealed that I've mentioned a few times now where I had the Daily Agents, and I also had the Bounty Hunters, the rare one. So yeah, getting a ton of counters onto my guys was helpful even without the thing. So that card can be insanely powerful, but they did not have the mana to take advantage of it, and playing 2 of them when they're behind on board is just absolutely fatal. Yeah, it's one of those cards, it's not good if you can't attack at all. If it enables attacks while drawing you cards, it's going to be strong, and if it ever lets you attack with a large lifelinker into the opponent, it's going to offset all the damage it dealt to you, and then some, and you'll have drawn a bunch of extra cards. So, it will not help you catch up. If you are behind, you will probably stay behind with that card. But if you are at parity, it will break you through, and if you are ahead, it helps finish out the game faster. So, I do think it's an incredibly strong card. Well, I have my 1 of Forest and my 1 of Green Creature, but this hand is slow. It does do big things once it gets going, though, so I'm gonna risk it. But At least this one has a play by turn 3, unlike the opening hand of the other one. I should have still played out my island, but... Alright, well, the opponent not doing anything for 2 turns is super helpful. Because now I'm just going to curve out this thing into the Foggy Swamp, into the Dai Li. So... That's kind of bad for me, actually. I think I know attack here to threaten the double block. The double block is not great for me, obviously, because they kill my 3-4, and then I lose my 1-2 also. But the 1-2 is a little low impact if they can just gain back 2 life every turn. Like, at best it can hit for 3, and most of the time it'll hit for 1 anyway in this deck. Like, I don't have a ton of extra card draw going on. A little bit, sure, and it provides its own the first time. Yep, they're just gonna kill it here. This is so bad if they have Always Lies. Yeah, I think I just take it here. Alright, that helps a lot. So they make a 1-1. That can't block any of my creatures right now. Like the 2-3 is a tiny bit annoying, but should still be a really good attack for me. Draw my second card. Attack with both of these. Drain them 2. Say they are most likely going to go for a double block. I get to exile the lifelinker, eat the tapper, deal them a bunch of damage, and leave them with like some trash creatures lying around. Alright. By itself, not really a problem. It's an extra card for them to draw with the blue one. Okay, first things first, let's attack, see what happens. Because they have Haiku mana up right now, so if I can make them do something here, it'd be really good. Alright, I'd actually rather have this get countered than... Alright. Basically a lethal threat on this board with the 2 1-1s. Like, they have to block it now or kill it. That's true, it was also a lethal attack by draining them 2 first. Alright, let's go for a old pre-combat Azula. Kills their only blocker. Takes a card from their graveyard. I forget what her one-liner is when she, like, one-ups the black-green hybrid uncommon creature. I'm, like, 99% sure that guy is the one that she was conspiring with and then backstabbed, and I forget what her one-liner is about him not even being in this, like, her exact words. But I feel like she can throw that at opponents, too. Like, I feel like it's you're not even a player in this game. Or something. Or you never really stood a chance. Something along those lines, but, you know. I'm sorry, the show is like 20 years old, and I watched it roughly 20 years ago, so... I mean, this is a fine start. I'm gonna need some stuff, but my deck has some stuff, so... There we go. That's exactly the type of stuff I was thinking about. I was gonna say, I want the better attacker out first. I was gonna say, if they want to quench my 1-2 cantrip, or I'm sorry, 1-3 cantrip, I'd be fine with that. I forgot she was a 1-3 in this format where there are all these, like, 2-1s running around. Let's draw my card first, see what we get. Hey, that's not bad. Get a clue token, but they also take a damage. I get my 1-1 back? Sure. Take a card away from them. Immediately discarded a land. Alright, I think this turn I want to... Yeah, now I definitely want to hit them with that. I also want to cast her while they're tapped out, but that means that I don't get the permanent in play. They have to give me... They probably give me Callous Inspector at that point, too. There is a tiny bit of temptation to cast this to Earthbend, too, and put more pressure on them. They're at 16, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, puts them to 11. Actually, that might be the way to go. Hang on. So let's go black and 1. I want to Earthbend onto my swamp. Because they have a ton of cards to use, but not a ton of mana to do stuff with. So if I just keep putting pressure on their life total... Alright, that's fine. Eat one of these. Oh, that's even better then. Alright, let's kill Katara and steal a card from their graveyard then. I was expecting them to eat one and probably trade off their guy because their life total is getting so low. But yeah, if they're just gonna... Alright, so... I want to cast both of these pre-combat and then just jam with Azula and the rest of my things. And attack. Because they're basically priced into blocking her. Oh, right. Does she give them flash? I could have used the mana from that and held up 2 mana. She does give them flash. I could have cast this guy mid-combat instead. Yep. Okay. That's fine. I take 5. Please. And they sacrifice their other creature? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, just take it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With kicker. Pull back Azula. Please sacrifice one of your things. Uh-huh. Give me a spell from your graveyard. They gave me octopus form. Nah, I think I just send. Because all they can do is block the land here to kill it, and then they take 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to 2. Get my land back. Stolen Katara gets a counter. Yeah, we're just getting buried alive here. Okay. I mean, we had a bit of a rocky start with my first draft on Arena, but this is my third draft now, and been pretty good. Then again, I've had some of the better bombs, like some of the front runners for best cards in the entire set for Limited in my draft, so... Yeah, if you have not seen my Uncle Iroh deck from the other day, that thing is a savage beating. My goodness. Alright. Do not mind running out a 1-1 to hold off their early damage and get a card out of their hand, as opposed to running out a 1-3. Ideally here what I want to do is like Dai Li agents their hand before. Alright, that's mildly annoying only because it'll make their other guy a 3-3. But yeah, I want to indoctrinate their hand real quick while they're down to like 3 cards in it. Alright, we get rid of Aang. Hope they brick on a land. Kind of. I mean, ideally they play the Compassionate Healer and play a top land or something. Oh, okay, that works. Because now we get to get rid of the 2-5 that buffs their team. I'm just going to have to block here. Let them get their guy up to a 5-5, because otherwise I'm just going to run out of life. Let's discard your 3-5, 2-5, whatever its base stats are. Down to 1-3, that holds off the rest of their team. Get a clue token. Next turn, hopefully I draw a land and I can, like, snowballer their 5-5 here. Okay. See block. My perspective, anyway. This is gonna suck a lot if I don't hit a land that I can, like an untapped land. If I draw one of my top lands. Or my Azula. Yep. I think I did need to try and hit a land there. Like, I don't think I win this game if I just run out of the other ones. But, yeah. Alright. I'm gonna lose this game, I think. Lock that down for a little bit. Buy me some time. Only have those guys, right? Yeah, I don't want to buy either of them back unless they, like, hold a card. But if that attacks, I will block with the snowballers and pull them back to hand. Like, they'll sack the 1/1 here to protect their 2/2 most likely, which would be great, because then they won't have the 1/1 to protect the 5/5. Not that I need them to do that, but yeah, I will also accept a trade. Trade's good. But yeah, let's buy back the Snowballer. Ends are good. Alright. They'll lose their 1/1 here, most likely. But that's still a thing that I have stolen from them. Yeah. I will get a spell from their graveyard. They did leave a card on top, so I might be in trouble here, but have to see. Okay. Well, bright side, that takes away my double block options here, so. Okay, so let's see. Play out my land. I need to kill this thing, so they can't make their guy unblockable. Run out their guy so I can block their 6/6. That's right. I was supposed to attack first. I'll remember eventually that she does other stuff. Alright, we'll still cast out the 1/1 then as an additional blocker. But yeah, I definitely should have cast this off of the firebending. Alright. Things are instant speed, right? Okay. Now I check. A main phase. Alright. What have you got? They are mana short being able to pump their team here, which is very important. Because now when I get rowdy, 7/7 is on lockdown. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. Definitely this, but I think I hold off on the other ones. Alright, opponent, did you draw the Wrath? I will let you keep your 3/3 and let me keep my 4/4. Yeah, 4/4 first strike. Fortunately, I'm gonna sell him out. not the snowballers. Monster. I mean, she's not a good person, but Azula is certainly a very good magic card. Sometimes that's just better. Also, I realize this is results-oriented thinking, but I'm pretty sure I was very correct to splash for the Dai agents here. Now, granted, Arena's been very kind to me with my 2 forests, so I have not been full-on punished for running them. Ooh, speaking of being punished, this hand, because this was almost definitely an island. Alright. I finally jinxed it, but that's okay. I think we're up to 4 wins already, so the draft is already a success by the metrics that I use, so. I want to keep the octopus form, but out of all of the cards in my hand, I don't think it's correct. I definitely want the Poxbearers as my early play, and I want a removal spell. My opponent gets off to a strong start if they play something so bad that I can't deal with it. I'm going to run out this one first. See what they do. Well, this costs 2 less to target their flyer if I want it to. I think I'm going to run out the 1/3 first. Take my clue token. Yeah, I win the long grindy game, so I just want to not die for the most part here. Alright. Perfect time to draw a card. Not the card I wanted right now, but will be good later, so. Yeah, okay, let's just kill the flyer here. Ideally, I want to trade off for, like, their 3/1 or something, so I can steal their 3/3 with Azula. Oh, there's Jet. I was gonna say, Jet can kill my 1/3. I mean, this is still fine, like, the 1/1 still trades for their other 2 creatures anyway, so might as well trade off that. Hey, please sacrifice one of your creatures and give me one of the spells from your graveyard. Like, even if they kill her now, I still... Like, if they airbend Jet and recast him, I still killed one of their creatures. God, I don't want to risk losing Azula. Alright, so we block here. Try and keep her alive for 1 more turn. Because if I get to actually Ember Island production her, I think that's going to be too good. Yeah, if they can't kill her here, I mean, I'm probably getting a 2/3 from them now instead of the 3/3 and the 1/1, but that's still good. 3/1 reach is also still good. Oh, I need double blue for that, though. Alright, well... Fortunately, both of my things have flash. And I have an instant speed removal spell. So let's attack the opponent first. Give him a chance to double block. I think I lose the indoctrination. Draw a new card. There we go. Mine. I choose mine. Please give me more of your cards. I don't have enough. Okay. I was gonna say that kills my 3-1. That's neat. Yeah, it's fine. Kill their guy. Four, 5. Cast the Dai Li. There's 2. Back with her. Bit of blocks. Okay. Cast this while I still can. Get my scry on. Yeah, Snowballer seems good here. Alright. Five and 0. Can we actually get the clean sweep with this deck? We certainly can. The deck has been good enough so far. Ooh, we got the super pair down, so either their deck is insane or we are about to roll them real hard. Because those are your only two options when you get, like, the huge gap in the pairing. Okay, so they almost definitely have the firebending lesson in hand. Ah, hey! I've finally drawn this thing. Now I can go get my forest if I really want to. But first things first. Get a 2-3 down. Lightning Strike, Boomerang basics. Okay. Alright. If they want to combine her prowess trigger with the thing, I will absolutely accept that. I've already gotten a card out of this thing, so... I was gonna say, if they want to cast anything else here, I'm also fine with it. Alright, let's just be mana efficient and run out my 3-4 here. Also, they missed a land drop last turn, so... do not love their chances. I will not trade my Foggy Swamp for their... well, not even for their 1-3, just for their 2 damage burn spell. Alright, well, now we can go get the forest. Doink. And... hit them for 4. Already so far behind. This has to be better. Develop out to the board, then gain lifelink. Like, how am I gonna die here? I might be able to die here. Oh, combustion technique. Also good. Alright, they missed another land drop. Yeah, it's not even fair to them, like, regardless of how well their draft went and whether or not they had an insanely busted deck or they just got the miserable pair up. Not drawing lands means they didn't really get to play a game, so... Alright, well, if Arena's gonna force-feed me the win, then yes, I will get to 7 wins without taking a loss. Alright, I have my fixing. I have some relatively... I have interaction. Like, this is not a great hand, but I don't think I'm supposed to mulligan it. My top land. On the best turn to do so. I also will get to gain 2 life here if I want to cast my Journey. I think I do wait, though. I have enough mana to cast the spells that are currently in my hand, so I think I develop out to the board first. Would it be too much to ask that they just pump their guy and deal me 3 damage this turn? Ooh, 2/3 Zuko. As much as I like the damage it does to them, I think it's a bit too strong here, and I think I need to just get rid of it and deal them a point. So this Zuko is the one where he's not sure if he's going to be the bad guy or not, still. So he deals damage to his controller, but also gives them a group of benefits, and then eventually tags out and goes to the other side. Kylie is a real strong attacker. Like, I'm not going to be able to block while she's in play, so... I don't want to do this. I would much rather develop out to the board here, but developing out to the board is basically going, I'm not going to deal you damage this turn, and I'm going to take all of the damage next turn. So, I would rather kill her. I am at risk of them playing something much more impressive now, and I don't have any more removal. Okay. I wasn't blocking their guy anyway, so... They do now have a 4/4 to attack me with on subsequent turns, but... Does this thing have trample? No, just firebending. Alright, let's run out 3/4. White, or I'm sorry, they're red-black. They haven't... I'm gonna hit them for 1 then, pass the turn back. Yeah, this one's not going to be an easy one to win if I do win it. Okay. They can attack with... Oh, no, they can't attack with both. They can only make it a 3/3 here. They can only attack with the other one if they have a trick. If they did attack with the other one, I would block here, but make them use their trick. Let's gain my 2 life. I have triple blue, double black. I have 2 swamps in hand, so yeah, let's grab another island. Play that other island. Go to combat. 3. Ox bears. Yeah, unfortunately, with 2 swamps in my hand, I think we're done. But I'd rather get the damage on them, because if I start drawing extra cards, I have all this mana to work with. So this thing will become a life-linking menace, and then they just won't have good blocks. Alright, so they can actually double pump their thing. Ooh, exiling that one was real bad for me. Alright. I'm gonna block here. I'm losing too much life too quickly, but yeah, we should be done. There's not a whole lot. 2-2 version of their guys isn't helping. 4-4 version of my guy is only helping a little bit. They have the crew on their tank in case you're wondering why they would be getting priority there. Yeah, I think I needed Azula more than I needed... Ah, Legend of Roku. Although, I don't think his actual... that's true, they get 3 cards. Yeah, we're just done here. They just get to kill one of my guys. And then I have to chump block. We can save time. We can save time here. They're not going to be able to lose this game unless they, you know, have a medical emergency here and time out. So if that happens, I think life's already being cruel enough to them. They can have the win. Alright, 2-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. My 1-3-drop helps ramp me, so... I think I'm good on lands. I will eventually need the forest, but I do not need any other... Ooh, making that a 3-3 hurts a lot. And they left it on top. Alright, no blocks for right this second then. Way too much land. Well, 6-0 into 6-3 is gonna suck, but... could be worse. Got my 6 wins in first, so... still a very good draft. I already have the achievement for getting the 7 wins in a row. Yep, okay. Alright. This is awful. Alright. The 1-1 and the 2-3 can still trade off for the 2-3 if it attacks. So... yeah, let's take a peek. See what else they were going to beat me down with. Lighter Kids and the Protectors and an airbending lesson, so I'm just very dead. Alright, Destructible, yeah, I kind of have to take them. As much as that sucks. Run this out. No attacks. Like, my double blocks are terrible all over the place right now. Because they can, yeah, they can... I mean, we both know that you have it, so I guess you can just give me credit for... Alright. Take 7 down to 8, and then I lose next turn? Yeah. That seems about right. Also, that thing's a 2-2, because why not? There's nothing I can reasonably do here, right? Like, reasonably. There's stuff I can do, but none of it's going to actually win me a game of Magic. Like, Hama is not going to do it, because I won't have the mana to cast whatever I take from them. If I kill their strongest guy, I still take 8. 3, 4, 5, or sorry, I take 7. Yeah, no, this is not happening. Like, even tapping down their 4-3 here doesn't help much, because then that taps the 2-3 and allows the 2-2 to attack comfortably, along with the other 2-3. But yeah, I'm just impossibly dead here. Alright. Alright. They're your attackers, so I can concede. Yep. Okay. I kind of figured they were going to attack all, but... yeah, I have no actual good blocks here. Alright, well, 6-2 now, so... one last bite at the apple. I'm sorry, I had to play against all the other 6-0 decks, so... unsurprisingly, they put up a bit more of a fight than the 5-0s and the 4-0s did. Opponent goes first. I do like what I've got going on, though, so... including but not limited to having all of my colors and being able to go 2-drop, 3-drop. Removal spell and a way to get some late-game card advantage. Alright, that one was probably a dead draw here. Like, that is definitely a mid to late-game card, not a right-now card. Okay. Ooh. Drawing the other forest is not great, but... didn't think so. Okay. 3-1. Dies into animating my land. If they want to sell out the ruffians, that's fine. They want to make their guys... like, this is 5 damage, because now the one is unblockable and the other one has 3 power, but... ultimately, that is also fine. I think I actually lose the Ember Island production. It's gonna be their thing. So swing 5. I'm gonna say they're gonna block. So I get to Earthbend onto that. And go 3 snowballers, lock her down, and end of turn I can buy back the ruffian if I want to. Okay. Where's 1 damage I'm taking? Okay, let's just grab the ruffians back. Get quenched. I'd rather get quenched here than any of the other cards I currently have to work with. Alright, let's see what they do first. So they take 6 damage. Cast this. Get an island. Right, submit 0 for that. Both their guys on lockdown. Hopefully they just have, like, one decent-sized creature here, like Azula. Like, not the Azula I'm running. Please, not that one. Like, Azula or, trying to think now, and I can't. Like the 5/4 Beetle guy, something along those lines. Something that I can just sell out and they don't get to... Sure, got it. Since not playing around it'll quench you there. They had it. Although it was probably Heartless Act they were holding up the whole time, so... Okay. Fair. You're in a rough spot. I am down to 1 card in hand, so... That's a pretty good one. Just have. And just deny that here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yeah, I'm gonna go for it now. Since they went for that. Alright. Yeah, since they didn't go to blocks first, I'm just gonna go for the win. Alright. It was a little dicey there at the end, but we did actually manage to get the 7 wins, so I'm feeling really good about that, so... That'll do it for this draft. If you're watching this live, give me a minute, I'll be right back. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Good rest of your day.